Okay, I'm going to do a short recording here showing you a little bit about Gutenberg. I've already installed the plugin, and I'm going to assume you know how to do that. If you don't, when you upgrade to the new version of WordPress, it's going to have a nag screen, and it'll have a button there. You can just click it, and it'll go ahead and install the plugin. Or you can go to Plugins, Add New, type in Gutenberg, and add it there. And after you do that, your posts will have a new option. It'll automatically default to Gutenberg, or you can come over here and you can pick between Gutenberg or the classic editor. I'm going to go ahead and select Gutenberg and start a new post. And we'll take a second here to load up. Now, if you look, it's very, very different than what Gutenberg, what the posts used to be like. Gutenberg really changes things up. You still have your title here, and you'll go ahead and put your title in here, and you'll have your writing areas, which is right here. And if you look over here, this is your editing area on the right. You still have under document, this is where all the stuff was that was on the right of your screen. Your posting information, your categories, tags, things of that nature. And this is also your editing area when you click on a block. So I'm going to click on the title here, and you notice things don't change on the right, but I'm going to add a title. We'll call it Test 2, and we'll leave it at that. And I'll click here on the right, your story. Now you notice over here on the right, ignore that little update failed thing. That's Gutenberg's still a little buggy, so it is saving drafts. As you can see up here, you've got your save draft, autosave, and all that. It is doing all that, but it's not reporting back properly, and that is because this is beta software. So just ignore the autosave stuff. It does do it. It just doesn't report it back properly. Okay, looking over here on the right, you'll notice here where it says block. This is the editing of this block here. Now, a block is where you do your typing, or a block is where you insert a picture and you do different things. What you'll find is that different blocks do different things, and each section that you insert into a post now is a block, so that you can edit those things individually instead of having to edit them all as a group. Okay? So some of the things you'll see over here is you got some text sizes. You can put a custom size in. You can control the color of the words. Now, one thing that they have not added is you cannot change the font yet. Your fonts are controlled when you start typing. If you have your mouse over here, you'll see you have a few little controls here, but nothing major. And you have a few more over here, more options. And you can hide the settings. You can edit as HTML, this text block. That'll give you where you need to insert code or something like that into a post. And you can do it that way. You can also duplicate and add the reusable blocks, a post that you create, post section that you create. For example, say that you use a certain amount of disclaimer text each time you do a post. You can create that as a set block and save it, and you don't have to retype it. You can just click on it, and it'll automatically kick that block into your post and save it for you. Okay? Now, over here, you'll notice you got your paragraph symbol, and if you click on it, it gives you some other types that you can transform this paragraph into. You can change it into a heading, And then it gives you the H2, 3, and 4 possibilities. 5 and 6 over here. Text alignment. Over in your editing menu. You can change this to a cover image back to a paragraph, which I'm going to do. Click on it again. I can create a list. I can create a quote. Create more formatted subheading. Or right here, you'll notice that I have a verse option. That is a plugin that I have installed that converts text into Bible verses. Automatically links them, and I'll show you that in just a second. So what I will do here is I'm done just show you that one little thing there. So I'll hit whoa, it scrolled way down on me. Okay, sorry about that. Alright. And we will leave that as paragraph. And we want to go to the next block, which is apparently, let's just remove that block. And let's put a new block in here of text. Now, if you notice, you have this plus thing here where you can add a block. And there are all kinds of different blocks you can use. Common blocks, formatting, layout, widgets, embeds. There are just a ton of stuff, especially on these embeds. Look at all these different places that you can embed links from. And it's built straight into your editor now. You don't have to do a lot of coding and things to get them to work. So, that's pretty cool. So let's show you the verse thing. So if I click on verse, and I type in John 3:16, it'll add that as a verse block. Then I'll click down here below. And let's say I want to enter a YouTube block. You notice you still don't have your paste option in your text editor, so you have to do it manually. And I don't have a YouTube thing. Alright, give me just a second here, and I will hop over to get a YouTube video. And it's showing all kinds of weird stuff instead of my usual music stuff. I don't know why. I will pick this video here. This is Adam Pressler. He does WordPress programming stuff.
The most frequently asked questions that I get is, what do I use to host my video?
We'll pause him because we just want to click on share and grab the embed code. And we will come back over here to our test, and we will paste in his code, and you'll notice that it will automatically just embed it just like it did on the old editor, and you can control the alignment. And there are a few editing options, but not many. You can put a caption here, and it gives you a couple little editing options. You can create a hyperlink, bold, italics, and you can do a strike through. And that's pretty much it. You'll notice down through here below, you get your standard layout stuff that you can control. That's still down below. And that's pretty much it. So as compared to the classic editor, you do lose some stuff right now in Gutenberg, especially if you're using the tiny MCE editor add-on, which gives you all the fonts and font sizes and colors and all kinds of other cool things. And you'll notice that, but you'll notice that you also, your other plugin things that you were using where you had click buttons, they now have become blocks for the most part. But if your plugin has not been updated, then it will not go ahead and have a block. Obviously, that Bible verse program of mine has been. So what I am going to do is come back over here to my document, and I am going to change the visibility to private because I don't want this to be available for the world to see because it's horrible, just being a little test thing. And I will publish it, and it'll ask me if I'm ready, and I'll click yes. Come back over to all posts, and it's still going to probably complain because remember, this is it's saved, but because of the the beta nature, it's still not reporting right. So we will leave that. And see here, the show it's published, and we will view the post. And as you can see, the verse is separated out in a verse block, and if I hover over it, it shows the verse in a box and goes all the way out here. So, and there's the video. And that's pretty much the whole kit and caboodle for how Gutenberg works. I recommend you go ahead and install it and at least play with it. I don't know that I would try doing production work with it yet. We're still a few months from it being the default editor. Which will probably be about January. But if you are sure you don't want to use Gutenberg when the switchover happens, make sure you go to your plugins and install the Classic Editor plugin. This will prevent Gutenberg from taking over at all, and it will lock you in place with what you have now. Another reason why you need to go ahead and test this is to see what's going to happen to your theme whenever you install it. Not all themes are compatible with Gutenberg. So if your theme is not compatible, installing and running this could break your site. So you want to make sure that, and it's not going to break it permanently. All you have to do is uninstall it and it'll go away. The problem will, but you don't want to have this happen to you in January when it's required. You need to get this tested out well before it is time to do the required changeover, which, like I said, will be in January, unless you want to use the Classic Editor. Now, even in January, you'll be able to use the Classic Editor and stop Gutenberg from taking over, but eventually, that's probably going to go away too. Gutenberg is going to be it for doing posts. So, you need to be learning how to use this now. So, hope this is helpful and you learn something.